Haven't done a board game in a while. So, here it goes. Today we got Madagascar the game. Unfortunately, we don't have the top of the box because I couldn't find it at the bargain barn, which is at Goodwill. It's a thrift store that I go to sometimes. Alex and his friends are stranded on the island of Madagascar. Lucky for them, the penguins' rescue boat will take them home. But yikes, it's all the way to the other end of the island. Can you help them race across the island and get into the boat safely? Steer clear of the fossils, the dangerous animals lurking around. Be the first player to get to the rescue boat and win. Just wondering, did anybody watch Madagascar? Because I don't actually think I ever actually saw the show. Here are different characters. I don't even know if all of it's supposed to be here. It doesn't even have rules. But it looks like maybe it's a turn and move, card driven movement system where you draw a card and you move. So you're basically supposed to get wow. See, there's a fuck. That's what happens too sometimes when you find games at the thrift store. As you can see, it's like a huge map. There's half the board. Still playable even though it just ripped apart. So you start on that end of the island and their boat's here. Stupid penguins, why don't y'all drive your boat over to the other end of the island? So it looks like it's basically a draw a card and move. What's it say? Yeah, it's basically a draw and move. First player to the boat wins. That's pretty much it. But there's also these random other animals. And the random other animals are chasing you or whatever. So you got your boat, you got your airplane crashed here, even though for some reason you're over there. You got like this voodoo guy, you got this like makeshift area, you got these waterfalls. Can't go through the mountains. I'm not sure why you could go through the tree. Shouldn't be allowed to go through the tree either. And you probably, in my opinion, shouldn't be allowed to walk through water either. But without special movement abilities. Anyway, I'm thinking of like a tactical miniatures game. I'm thinking about like using tactical miniatures to do a battle game in this game, and like one side starts here, the other side starts there, and they come toward each other like in a war game scenario. Actually, this board is great for doing that. It has clearly marked paths. Can't go through mountains. That's clearly marked. Water. You'd have to have a special rule for water. I wouldn't allow people to go through this tree. That's just me. And I would say there would be different rules for sand terrain too. But that's just me. Anyway, back to this game. Got Madagascar cards. So you got this cancel card played. Got to move to. Because we like to move it. We like to move it. Move 1. Move 3, move 2. More cancel cards. Escape, move 1. I guess you use this when one of the characters is close to one of these characters. You use that to escape from them. Got move 3s. More cancels. Trying to see why there's like literally no moving of the other characters, because I'm really trying to figure out how the other characters move. Unless, of course, when you move your character, you also get to move one of these. That's the only other way I can think of the game working. Like, okay, you draw a move 3 card, you also get to move one of these 3 or 3 of these 1, or 2 of them 1 and 1, yeah, or something of that nature. That would be the only way I could think of the game working. I'm not sure if that's how the game works, but that's how the game could work, and that's actually a decent way to play it. But like I said, I like this board. I mean, the game is probably trash. It's simple, easy, fun to move game. Fun to move. I like this game board because this game board has potential to be used as a tactical miniatures game, for using it as a board for HeroClix or HeroScape, or using it to make up your own tactical miniatures board game with basic different rules for, certain things. The main certain things would be you'd have different beach rules. You'd have like different terrain rules. So you got water, that's a different terrain. You got mostly it's jungle, but all in all you could do like simulate a jungle reconnaissance battle type deal. Obviously you can't go through mountains. Beach terrain would be different. Water terrain would be different. And ironically, you could even still have like PT boat ships of some sort involved in here. Even though you have this big one right here, even though you have this big giant one here, you would just ignore that, and you would have these like little PT boats. Just like you're going to ignore the fact that there's a giant airplane in the middle of your jungle that's probably bigger than your guys. I could see you using risk pieces for this, or other board game pieces. You could even try to create a missing treasure game where you have like adventurers going through the jungles looking for things, and you just use like random coins or something to put on different spots, and they could start at the starting spot and go to the boat, and whoever picks up the most coins during their travels wins. And you could still have an easy dice roll, simple system. I would say though that to do that, going diagonally probably would need to be cut. And personally, if you wanted more spaces, you could always put lines between all of these. See all these? You would then you would cut these spaces in half. so to speak, right? So so that would create twice as many spaces to walk through, which would eliminate the diagonal problem. You could either only go up or left or right or back. With this situation, you have a diagonal problem. I don't like the diagonal problem, so I would be cutting these. And I would also use these beach spaces. You see how in the oceans they have the lines? That's what I'm getting at. You would be, see the oceans have lines? I would be using, the oceans are one space, but they also have lines, so I'd use those to, and you'd have to have like some kind of boat to travel on the oceans, but boats would also be able to travel on sand too. Because they're PT boats. PT boats were able to land on beach on the sand and kind of move around the edges of the sand. Anyway, remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Keep on gaming. You see how I think about board games and stuff in general, that I'm always thinking of what can I do with this game if the game sucks? What can I do with this game if I don't like the game? What other components can I use in this game so that I don't have to just get rid of it, toss it in the trash and whatnot? Because there are plenty of games out there. Most people be like, it's a kid game, but these components it comes with. I mean, sometimes these are hard to find, so. And people be like, it's a kid's game, it's a simple game, it's too easy. But you might be looking for something like that board, for example. Heck, I don't know if you want to be, how deep you want to be, but say you do create a tactical miniatures game. And I'm not sure how far you're trying to play a game with, but say you create a board for every territory in, say, the Risk game, right? You create an additional board that matches up with every territory in Risk or Axis and Allies. This could actually represent the tactical miniatures board to the space Madagascar, and you could play an individual battle just one game to determine who owns Madagascar within the game of Risk. So now you're playing another game to determine who wins each territory within a game, if you think about it. Anyway, remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Keep on gaming. Keep on collecting. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Jesus Lord, Jesus God, Jesus Lord, Jesus King, Jesus is ruler of everything. Have a great, wonderful day. Comment down below some game ideas you might have, or whatever. Anyway, later.